What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon53. Man, I'm back again. Back again. Man, listen. Don't let the title throw you off. Well, you can let it throw you off, but don't let it throw you off. Don't let it throw you off, man. Listen. Man, some things in life, it'll shock you. It'll shock you. Now, for me, it's hard to shock me now because I've seen so much in life. When you've been to over 30 different prisons in the United States, it gets kind of hard to shock a person that's been through all that because you've seen so many different personalities. Like I say, I know for a fact I'm qualified to be a clinical psychologist in anybody's college. I can start up a shrink business right now where they can come lay on my couch and I talk to them for an hour. Yeah, I could do that because I've dealt with over 1 million different personalities. Dealing with different people and different personalities, man, especially when you constantly being thrust into a leadership role and you dealing with so many different people. You dealing with just the people that are up under you, whatever your perspective group may be, just the people that are up under you. It's an art form. Either you got it or you don't. Remember that either you got what it takes to deal with so many different people or you don't. I got it. I didn't know I had it until years went by, but I got it. I learned early, you cannot treat everybody the same. You know, people go always hoop and holler real fast about, man, you treat everybody the same. No, you can't. You can't. If you can't treat all your kids the same, what make you think you could treat a bunch of different people that have been thrust together from different walks of life, but all y'all come up under the same banner, but come up a little differently in different places? What makes you think you're going to be able to teach all of them the same? Treat all of them the same. But I'm not going to go into all that because I'm going off on a tangent. That's not what the video's about. It's not what the video's about. Man, we're going to go back to when I first walked in to the Birmingham County Jail. Now, I tell y'all all the time, I was only in Alabama 13 hours before I caught my case. A little over 13 hours before I caught my case. Didn't know nobody. I had not one spick spat lippity lap of anyone in this state that I was able to say, oh, that's a family member, distant family, up close family, in the middle family, nothing of the sort. No one. Not even a homie that I knew of, other than one. And I didn't even know he was here at the time. But anyway, stepped up into the county jail. Now, you know, I come up in this county jail with a certain mind frame. You know, I don't know what these people about out here. I don't know what they talking about. I don't know what they own. I don't know the gang situation. I don't know nothing. So I immediately went to asking questions and boom, 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 boom. I told y'all the story about when I first walked into the pod that I was in. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, went to meeting people and stuff. But anyway, so look, y'all. I was in the county jail about maybe 11 months, something like that, before I, went on, eventually got my time and got sent off to prison. But now, I've seen so much in that 11 months. Man, I built relationship with dudes that lasted the test of time. Met dudes that I thought was cool. They end up being low down, rotten, backstabbing snakes. Met people from all type of, walks of life and get out. Walking up in there, I learned, okay, out here in Alabama, they got Crips, Bloods, Disciples, Vice Lords. Boom, okay. I'm like, all right. Now, I initially heard of disciples already. I bumped into a dude. I told y'all the story. I bumped into a dude named Roscoe back in the 80s in the Cali system. He was from Chicago. But anyway, make a long story short, keep moving on, moving on, moving on. When I get here, I was in awe of the volume of them cats that was out here. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm speaking on my first day here. I didn't know the setup. So within a couple of weeks' time, I'm learning, okay, they got a bunch of Crips, a bunch of Bloods, and a bunch of disciples. Handful of Vice Lords. Here and there, here and there. But the first three, they got a bunch of them. Oh man. They running around, fighting, not necessarily each other, but sometimes each other. They fighting themselves, or everybody just doing whatever they doing out here in this county jail. So I'm tripping. It was one dude, y'all. It was a bunch of dudes, but this one, I'm gonna say this one dude. I was cool with him. Me and him never had a problem. He was a little young disciple dude, and I didn't have a problem with him. We was cool. You know, he never got my way. I never got in his. But he wasn't no big old dude. But man, he went for bad. When I tell you he went for bad in that county jail, he went for bad. He was into something 24/7. The only time he wasn't into it is when he was locked in the cell and not on the floor. But even in the cell, he was into it. He had the area of Birmingham that he was from. He had a lot of homeboys in there, and they was doing their thing. Man, I'm talking about jumping on cats. I'm talking about he was fighting. Man, taking dudes' food from them. When commissary would come around, he just doing stuff. I'm talking about just straight up super gangster. So I'm like, dang. To the point to where I used to tell myself, I said, man, I hope this little youngster right here don't never get no wild hair up his behind and decide he want to try me or one of my homies that's in here with me. Well, I'm like, I just tell my, I said, we gonna get a rude awakening. Cause man, they round there fighting and choking each other, slapping each other. Bow. Now listen, this is the first time I'd ever seen a dude get packed out and not one punch was thrown. Man, I seen 4 dudes jump on this one dude one time and they slapped him. Bow, 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 bow. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, what kind of country mess is this? I hadn't been in the county jail this time too long, but they own him. It's one dude. He trying to fight back. He's slapping. I said, man, so I'm telling the homie, I'm like, cuz, man, look at these fools. I'm checking. I'm sitting up at the top of the stairs at the time. I was putting my shoes on. I hadn't came down yet. And I'm looking. Man, it started over there by the phone. Woo, woo, woo. He go to get them up with one dude head up. And the other dude's partners jumped in. I don't know what it was. I don't know if they didn't like him or what. I don't know what it was. But I know 4 of them packed the one dude out. And they just was. But now he was getting blood. He got bust his lip, his nose. But not one punch was thrown. Nothing but slaps. Bow, 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 bow. So at the time, I didn't know that slapping was a big thing in Alabama. As far as just a head up fight like boop, 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 man, they don't care about that. They will, but they don't, it ain't that thing. They want to slap each other. That, and they want to do something called the CAG, where they can come from you and flip you and kick what they call kicking the skates up under you. Knock your feet up under you, throw you in the air, twist you up, you come down on your head. All this old type get down. They love to wrestle and choke. They not really into throwing hands like Kelly is. They're more into wrestling and choking. That's their thing. Hey, that's on them. But anyway, this one dude, man. But anyway, like I said, while they was running around doing all that, I told y'all my first day in the county jail. As soon as I came out the cell, I went to looking around. I'm looking for things that I can make weapons out of. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm out of pocket. I'm far away from home and don't know none of these fools. I ain't finna play the radio with nobody. I told you I peeped the little vent they had at going up like the stairs. Man, I sat there for about 3, 4 days working on this one vent. I know they was watching me. I didn't give a dang. I want you to know. I finally got me a piece of one of them slats, one of them metal slats, about this long. It had to be about 8, 9 inches long. Probably a little longer, I don't know. But when I finally worked one up out of there, boy, I went to working on it. Boy, I had something real nice up in there. So I wasn't really tripping on what them cats was talking about. They want to scratch and bite and fight. I'm stabbing. But now this one cat, back to the youngster I was talking about. Boy, look here. And I used to say, this little dude is down, man. I seen him get in head up fights. They are doing whatever they doing. Win, lose, or draw. He was in there. I seen him pack dudes out. You know, I seen him do all type of stuff. He was doing his thing, man. Little tough little dude. Bad. You know what I'm saying? He would sometimes come and talk to me. He used to want to know about, California and, what's the difference between, LA and Birmingham and this, that. A million questions I used to have to answer. A million questions. I didn't mind because I'm learning as I go too about them and their culture. So look, y'all. Me and this dude end up going to Kilby. Not together. I got to Kilby one week. He ended up, like about 9 or 10 days later, he ended up coming to Kilby. For y'all who don't realize, Kilby is the reception center in Alabama when you go into prison. Like how in Cali, back in the day, if you was from Southern California, when you would go to Chino. If you was from Northern California, you would go to Vacaville. Well, with Alabama not being that big, they just got one reception center for the whole state. And that was called Kilby. I go to Kilby. About 10 days later, the little youngster show up. Of course, I know his name. I don't want to use it. The little youngster show up. And boom. He picked right back up where he left off in the county jail. He was tearing tail. He was tearing tail in Kilby, man. Just doing stuff. And he looked like he had a pretty high modicum of respect from his fellow partners. You know what I'm saying? They was doing their thing, Man, he had got tattoos, and you know what I'm saying, and tattoos start getting him in his face and just doing his thing. I'm like, yeah, all right. So I remember when we was in the county jail, he would always ask me about Cali prison. And I would tell him, and you know what I'm saying, he really couldn't tell me about Alabama prison system. He had never been, but I guess he called himself telling me some stuff he had heard from other people. But anyway, I was telling him how things went in the California prison. He was like, oh, yeah, all right, or, dang. So, okay, time goes on. Listen, I stayed in Kilby Reception Center about, if I can remember, maybe about 2 months. If I can remember, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on it. But anyway, I shoot off to the prison. I go to their maximum. Now, I would always tell a youngster, yeah, man, you doing a whole lot around here, boy. Boom. When you get to prison, though, I say it might be a little different. I say, I don't know how the Alabama prison system is. I say, but now, usually 9 times out of 10, no matter what state, no matter where it's at, it's going to be when you get to prison, the rules going to change slightly. The demographics going to change slightly. Loyalties, people, any and everything that you have going on around you, it's going to change slightly. Can't get around it. It is what it is, was what it was. It was going to be what it was going to be. Or see, But anyway, I end up leaving Kilby. I go to prison. Now, I say about 7 years that passed by. We gonna fast forward about 7 years down the story. Of course, for them 7 years, I had been in the Alabama prison system. into some of everything, fingers in some everything, just wilding out, just boom, just doing time, man. So now, of course, by now 7 years done passed. I'm hip to the skip. I got the Alabama prison system down pat. Know who is who, what is what, when is when, and where is where, and what it was gonna be or see each and every day. Now, you feel what I'm saying? I know the whole hookup. Got it. Bang. By this time, I think I had been transferred maybe two different times, one or two different times for messing up. Because by this time, I'm messing up too. So boom, different prison. So I get to another prison right at about the 7 year mark. I was gonna give you a year, but don't make no difference. Boom, about 7 year mark. So I got into it, did something, you know what I'm saying, because of course by this time, the whole prison system knew about me. The administration in every prison didn't want me there, didn't like me there, boom, because they said I was going to start gang stuff, which 9 times out of 10, I probably was. Yeah, I was. All I knew. I'm LA. So anyway, I hit the yard, and I had been on this yard about 5 days. Maybe about 5 days. I've been on the yard maybe about 5 days. I'm going to a poker game in one of the other blocks. They had a pretty decent game going. I heard about it. Had a pretty decent game. I might have been there about 4 or 5 days. Pretty decent game going. So look, I go over there to the other block. I go in, got my money in my pocket. Boom. Police let me in. I'm down there. I'm gambling good. So now how it go when you gambling, when you got the next seat, whoever running the game is the house man. You'll just come up, you'll tell the house man, hey, put me down and put me down on the list, man, for a seat. He got his little paper, and he gonna have a list of names. It might be 5, 6 names. He gonna put you under there. When a seat open up, somebody go broke, they ain't got no more money, seat open up, he gonna call you, whoop-de-wham, next seat. Come on, next seat. You gonna come on, next seat open up, he just gonna go on down the list. You know what I'm saying? When you go broke, you lose your money. You have, I think, 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. What we used to do, something like that, about 5 minutes 10 minutes to get. It was 10 to get, because a lot of times you might live across the hall or whatever, and you have to sing. You go broke, you'll sit over there. Hey man, go to the door, get somebody attention over that side. Hey man, tell such and such man, send me 3 bags of coffee over here. 3 packs of cigarettes or whatever. So it give you a little time before he just give your seat away. Because like when you gambling, you don't want to lose your seat, man. You trying to get your money back. You feel me? Thing gets serious. Everybody respect the 10-minute rule. If you live too far away, you try to, you got 10 minutes, try to find somebody in there that'll loan you the money till you can get over there and get the money and send it back to them, or however it gonna go. So anyway, I've been gambling good all day. I've been gambling. I've been getting my gamble on, man. I've been getting my gamble on. About 4 or 5 people, and I'm doing good this day too. I'm winning. About the 4th person he called. Now I'm not gonna say the name that he said, because if I say the name that he said, it's gonna be a lot of people that's in the Alabama prison system. They gonna know who I'm talking about. But I'm gonna say a name. I'm gonna use a name that was similar to it, but it wasn't it. I'm gonna say Cupcake. I'm just gonna say Cupcake. So the house man hollered. Seat opened up. House man hollered. Hey, Cupcake. No, I'm gonna say Patty Cake. I don't want to use Cupcake because they had a little young girl out here a few years ago, passed away with that name, man. Bad, tragic ending. So I'm not gonna use her name. I'm gonna say Patty Cake. So the house man went to hollering, Patty Cake. And I remember I tell you now in Alabama, they love to say, oh now. That's their thing. Oh now, Patty Cake. Oh, Patty Cake. So it's another dude sitting over there at the bench. The house man tell him, hey man, go out there in the day room, man. Tell Patty Cake her seat is open. Not his, her. Man, tell Patty Cake, man, her seat open, man. If she gonna play, if she gonna play, she need to come on. She need to come on. Dude walk out, he leave the day room, he go out there to the big other part of the day room, and he holler up on the tier, hey, Patty Cake, man, the seat open, man. If you gonna play, you better come on. So I heard a voice holler from out there, okay, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me to try to do it because I can't, hey, man, you know. But it was like a female's voice, man. So boom. None of that shocked me. None of that, by this time, none of that shocked me or surprised me. Like I say, by now, I've been down 7-8 years. So I'm used to it. I've been seeing this for 7-8 years. It's the norm to me. So anyway, I'm sitting there, you know, we gambling. So now the dude hollered, hey man, where Patty Cake, man? He come. So the dude like, man, he should go right here, man. She coming down the stairs now. I'm like, all right, so we gambling. Because there's some other dudes there that got the seat behind Patty Cake. He trying to, hey man, hey, you know, man, that hoe taking too long, man. Man, that hoe taking too long, man. Let me go and get that seat, man. What we like, man? Hold on. I got to get a whole 10 minutes, man. Blah, 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 whatever. So, you know. Here come Patty Cake. When Patty Cake bent the little turn by the wall, come and sat down at the table. Patty Cake had on some. Now dudes would take T-shirts and they cut them and sew them up and make like them stretch pants that them girls be wearing in the gym that accentuates their behind. The dudes who was real good with the sewing needles, they would take the T-shirts, cut them up, and sew them back up to make them type of stretch pants for the Sagoonies, for the you know, the girl boys. So look, Patty Cake had on a pair of those with some pink socks on and some pink flip-flops. Pink socks easy to get, man. You just get some color and it just dime. But some pink socks, some pink flip-flops with the stretch pants leggings that was accentuating his behind. With some homemade gel panties on. You know, them dudes sew them panties for the, so now you know that T-shirt material is thin. You can see through it for real. So now Patty Cake had on some panties with the stretch leggings on, with the skin tight little shirt on, with it tied up in a knot, with the stomach hanging out, with it tied up in a knot, with the wave cap on, with the bow. Now I be seeing dudes with these wave caps on be having the big old bows hanging. Hey, if that's your style, that's your style. But now you go to prison, you're gonna be looked at as a hoe, straight up. You know, you walk with a big old bow hanging on your head. I don't know what you're doing someplace else, but in Alabama prison, you're gonna be looked at as a pure D broad, a girl, you know, because that's their style. So anyway, bent the corner with the do-rag on, with the bow hanging, with the homemade lipstick, some funny stuff around his. When I say it, I'm gonna say his, around his eyes or whatever. Fingernails painted, the whole hookup. So like I say now, y'all listen to this video. I know it's a lot of y'all like, man, what? Man, what? Like I say, by the time I was on my 8th year, that type of thing was normal to me because you've seen it every day, all day. Now, for you youngsters out there that decide on taking y'all a trip behind that wall anytime soon, you're going to get ready now because you're going to have something to write home about because you're going to see it, boy. Anyway, Patty Cake bit that coming up in there, sashaying, swaying, and sat down. Hey, y'all go ahead and deal them cards. Come on, y'all, let's play. I looked and I looked. So I said his real name. I said, whoop, whop, wham. Is that you? The dude was the little dude that I told you was doing all that fighting and gang banging and cutting up in the county jail, and then went to the receiving to Kilby and was still cutting up, acting the fool, toting knives and doing all. It was him. Mm-hmm. It was him, y'all. It was him. The man done transformed from a renegade fool to that. He went from He-Man to Patty Cake. He went from He-Man to She-Ra. What? Man, I was beside myself. I swear, man, look, it was like it was two of me sitting here looking. My eyes was big as Volkswagen lights. I say, man. So the dude like, nah, that ain't me no more. My name Patty Cake. Of course, you know that's the name I'm just using. But anyway, my Patty Cake. Listen, when I tell you I couldn't believe what I seen, I couldn't believe it. Even though I've seen a whole lot of dudes over the last 7-8 years in there get turned out, go from gangster to poo pee doo. I've seen it before, but this one here caught me off guard. By this time, it was a lot of stuff that could shock me and catch me off guard. But this one here shocked me and caught me off guard. I immediately went to losing because I couldn't take my eyes off the boy. I was shocked. I was like, man, what the F happened to you? Hey, man. Man, them dudes was around there fighting over Patty Cake, giving Patty Cake money. Patty Cake was the talk of the town. Patty Cake was the queen of the Nile up in there, man. Boy, you was Hey, you know, sometimes, man, everything ain't what it seemed to be. I tell you all the time, man, when you get locked up, when you hit that prison yard, hey, if you ain't show enough about that life, you just entered somebody else's world. And you had to check them guns in at the back gate, homie. You ain't got that no more. You gonna have to look a man in his eyes and do something to him. And sometimes, man, it really, really don't be in dudes. A lot of times, dudes be county jail and coming through there, be fronting and stunting with that tough roll. But now when you hit that prison yard and you got to stand on your own 10 toes, no matter what group you might be a part of, you're going to have to show and prove. It don't be in them all the time, y'all. It don't be in them. So you youngsters that's going to prison, man, hey, man, y'all stay down for what you got to stay down for, man. Just because you hear about a dude, that don't mean spit, homie. That don't mean nothing. The next man bleed just like you. You feel what I'm saying? The next man put his pants on one leg at a time, just like you. Don't be afraid of nothing, man. Even if you a non-affiliate, you ain't a part of no group. And they press you because it's a whole bunch of them. Man, go crazy. That's what you do, go crazy. You make an example out one of them. And if them dudes really ain't about what they say they about, I guarantee you, when you open the first one up and he looking at his own blood, his partner's gonna hit, pew, 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 pew. They gonna be stepping on each other trying to get out your way. But now sometimes it don't go that way. Sometimes all of it might be some stomped down go-getters and you just got to go for what you know. But man, be a man, homie. Be a man. I'm telling y'all, whichever one of you youngsters listen to me, be a man. Stand your ground, man. Don't let spit get by, because the first time you let it get by, people watch it. Always remember that prison, the giant fishbowl. Everybody watching everything. People watch it. People gonna talk about it. You let the first dude punk you out, you're gonna be fighting an uphill battle after that, because everybody else and their mama gonna be trying to punk you out. Especially if you're not a part of a group, man. You let a fool know off the rip. Man, I don't need no gang. I'm a man first. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just like dudes that's a part of a gang. I used to tell dude back in the day, hey homie, before I even joined the Crips, I was a man first. I was a man that joined the Crips. I didn't join the Crips and become a man. I was a man that joined the Crips. And you got to stand on that, homie. You got to stick with that. Let a fool know, man, you ain't going for spit. We going to jail or HELL about my respect up in here. I ain't gonna disrespect you, but I'm not finna let you, your partners, or nobody else disrespect me. We just gonna have to DIE together or whatever, you know? But anyway, Patty Cakes was a perfect example of what I'm saying, man. Was talking that tough talk, that Killer Monsoon talk, and got up in there, boy, and turned into a fruit roll-up. Woo-hoo! Man. Hey, man. Another day in prison, y'all. Another day in prison, man. It's me, your big partner, man, Cartoon 5'3", man. I represent the gangsters, homie. Avalon gangsters. Y'all see that big old pretty A back there? I'm out. Peace.
Gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie. Ain't nobody gangsta boogie. 4, 2, 1, man. 4, 2, 1, man.